The United States has been involved in efforts to resolve the Israel-Palestine conflict for decades, employing various diplomatic, political, and economic strategies. Here's an overview of how the US has worked towards resolving the conflict. Diplomatic engagement. The US has often played the role of mediator and facilitator in peace negotiations between Israel and Palestine. This involvement has included hosting peace summits, sponsoring peace talks, and providing diplomatic support to both parties. Peace process initiatives. The United States has initiated and supported various peace processes aimed at resolving the Israel-Palestine conflict. For example, the Oslo Accords in the 1990s, facilitated by the US, laid the groundwork for Palestinian self-governance in parts of the West Bank and Gaza Strip. Bilateral and multilateral diplomacy. The US has engaged in bilateral diplomacy with both Israel and Palestine, as well as multilateral efforts involving regional and international stakeholders. These diplomatic efforts have aimed to address core issues such as borders, security, refugees, and the status of Jerusalem. Support for two-state solution. The official US policy has long been to support a two-state solution, where Israel and Palestine coexist side by side in peace and security. The US has consistently advocated for negotiations leading to the establishment of a Palestinian state alongside Israel. Economic assistance. The US has provided economic aid to the Palestinian Authority and supported development projects in the West Bank and Gaza Strip. This assistance aims to promote stability, institution building, and economic prosperity in Palestinian territories. Security cooperation. The US has supported security cooperation between Israel and the Palestinian Authority, including training programs and equipment assistance aimed at enhancing Palestinian security forces' capacity to maintain law and order. Regional diplomacy. Recognizing the regional dimensions of the Israel-Palestine conflict, the US has engaged with neighboring Arab states and regional powers to garner support for peace efforts and address regional security concerns. Political pressure. At times, the US has exerted political pressure on both Israel and Palestine to advance the peace process. This pressure has included urging Israel to freeze settlement construction in the occupied territories and calling on Palestinian leaders to cease incitement to violence. Public diplomacy. The US has engaged in public diplomacy efforts to promote understanding, dialogue, and reconciliation between Israelis and Palestinians. This includes people-to-people initiatives, cultural exchanges, and educational programs aimed at fostering mutual respect and tolerance. Presidential leadership. US presidents have often personally invested in efforts to resolve the Israel-Palestine conflict, using their diplomatic influence and political capital to advance peace negotiations and broker agreements. Overall, the United States' efforts to resolve the Israel-Palestine conflict have been characterized by a combination of diplomacy, economic assistance, security cooperation, and political engagement. Despite challenges and setbacks, the US remains committed to supporting a negotiated settlement that achieves lasting peace and security for both Israelis and Palestinians.